the city of the dead.
Hey, you! What are you doing here?
Now you see him. Now you don't. Hold your breath and save your laughs when Bela Lugosi, that master of horror, meets those gloom-busting East Side kids. Even a respectable ghost gets a nervous breakdown.
It says here that in the night he prowls about seeking new victims, and in the daytime he sleeps in a coffin.
Well, let's wait till daytime, huh?
We ain't waiting for nothing. We're going right now. Go ahead, open it.
Oh, you open it.
Maybe they ain't supposed to be open till Christmas.
Who are you? You don't remember me. But 20 years ago in this very house, you scared the health out of me. No!
Story of a murder, you better hold your breath. It's all about a herring who met a sudden death. Keep your eye on this detective, he knows just what to do. Now watch him go. Find a clue. They shot me. Holy mackerel. Is this the end of the herring?
Hey, what's the matter?
Come on, the poor herring is shot. Oh my, come on, oh, come on, help! Oh, the poor herring is shot. What am I going to? Oh, come on! Oh, come on! Oh, my shadow! Come on, wait a minute. Oh, come on! I gotta get the bimbo. Oh, the detective. I gotta go down. I gotta go down. Help! Come on! Mama! Make it snappy. Come on! Oh, it's downstairs. No, it's upstairs. It's over here. No, oh! It's out the window. No, it's inside. Come on! Oh, who did that? Oh, it's downstairs. It's upstairs. It's all over here. It's down over there. Come on. Oh.
Down this way.
Oh, okay.
Well, what do you know about this?
We were walking along, just singing a song, and never expecting anything wrong when right there, right then, wah, 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 wah.
And then what?
He was taking me home when I heard a groan. I looked around, and I'm walking alone when right there, right then, wah, 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 wah.
Yes, yes. Go on.
We were raring to go. The lights were low. He said yes, and I said no. When right, then, wah, 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 wah. Oh.
Let's see. Now to pick up the trail.
Gee, talk, what a toothache I got. Morning, officer.
Must be a union man.
Happy feet. Oh, I got those happy feet. Ooh.
Here he comes.
Ooh. Whee!
Come here. I hope it's a man.
A filter fish. Take your finger out of my mouth. Got you this time. Get away
Whoops, my dear.
always get his man.
understand you're not unaware of my position in this house.
Well, maybe you can tell us about it.
I'm being kept a prisoner here against my will. I'm alone and friendless. They're trying to destroy my mind, Mr. Lee. By innuendo and indirection, they're trying to make me believe I've done something dreadful in the past.
Perhaps I can explain, Mr. Lee. We don't believe there's anything wrong with Laura now. But we are sure something will happen to her mind if she continues to live under this strain.
Just as I told you, they're behind it. Can't I make that clear to you? They spend all their time trying to terrify me. and you will know the truth.
No!
Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Friday Night Scream Stream. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined as always by my very good friend, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome.
How are we doing tonight, Evan?
I'm great. Hoping everybody at home is doing great. Welcome to all the regulars. And,
yeah, see the chat is lively as always. All of our very, very good friends. Of course, Kathy, Alana, JK, Mac, Scott. I'm going to get everybody. I'm not going to miss anybody. Don't worry. And hope everybody's doing well on this Friday. And I hope everybody had a good Easter, because that was, between this and last week.
Mm-hmm.
There was Easter, so I hope everybody had a happy Easter.
Yeah, the great Saturday, and then
well, however it goes, right? We celebrated Good Friday, obviously.
Excellent Sunday.
Yeah, excellent Sunday. That's right. And so holidays come to an end, and your week goes back to normal. But it's always a celebration over here as we get into some public domain horror, as we continue to mine this
rich vein.
Yeah,
that we're in
public domain horror. And this is episode 8 of season 13.
It's just
so
flying by.
Yeah, seriously,
but it's been a pretty fun season so far.
Yeah.
I think tonight's episode, I'm looking forward to this one. We've got something kind of fun lined up.
I think it's a nice palate cleanser. After, if last week was maybe a little too preachy, because we were celebrating Good Friday. So it maybe got a little too preachy. This is going to kind of bring us back to familiar territory. But we're still getting a lot of cool, interesting stuff, because tonight's movie is a 1948 cinecolor, let's call it a mashup, entitled Who Killed Doc Robin? And I see we got Sears in the chat. Look, you summoned him. There he is. Hope you're doing well tonight, Sears. Yes, we are watching Who Killed Doc Robin, so it's like...
Yeah, what's the mashup?
So,
mashup
like,
of what?
Part old dark house, part courtroom drama, part kids film.
Okay.
So, and all that in a
like
very
Matlock?
short running time. Yeah, it could basically be like an episode of Matlock.
Oh, please, can we watch Matlock on
basically, the show? This is as close as we're going to get. It's in color, so hopefully we'll get a white suit or two.
Mm-hmm. Andy Griffith almost got to be our state symbol.
I was seeing about that, yeah. Our neck of the woods, North Kakalaki. Andy Griffith is a revered figure, and there was a whole thing about that.
Revered fictional sheriff.
Yeah.
/ what is he? He's not a prosecutor. He's
a defense attorney. He's your he's your classic simple country lawyer,
right?
Who just so happens to win like almost every case, right? I
love
with
Matlock. That suit. What judge would rule against him?
I know. I love Matlock. but this is as close as we're gonna get. But it should be fun because it comes from producer Hal Roach, who was the creator of Our Gang, aka the Little Rascals.
Yeah, like Opie.
Yeah, you don't get Opie.
Opie's the missing little rascal.
Because Our Gang showed, this is how you're gonna work as a child. If you're gonna be a child actor, you got to be ready to get in some crazy shenanigans.
It's gonna be rough, and you got to be a tough little boy.
You did well, right? And that's why we had to have the Spooks Run Wild trailer with the East Side Kids, because that's what that movie taught us. We're bridging the gap here because this does follow a gang of, but we'll get into it tonight. We'll like get into how this connects to Hal Roach's earlier series. And just we'll talk about Hal Roach. He was a really famous comedy producer, produced other things besides just Our Gang. So we'll be talking about him tonight. We got some really familiar face and some fun. I guess kind of another familiar face that I didn't even realize until late. So I'll point it out later in the show. It'll be fun. But I better not be too late. I gotta go ahead and move along because we got a schedule to keep here, because at this time, as always, Evan brings us a delicious cocktail to pair with the evening's film and a little segment which we call...
What were you drinking?
And what are we going to be drinking tonight, Evan?
So, last week we had so much fun with that cocktail. I don't want to say that we're doing an encore, but we are kind of doing another spin around that same concept, and it's definitely not because I still had that brown sugar syrup in my fridge and I needed to get rid of it.
No, certainly not. It couldn't be that.
But I looked at the I don't know much about this movie, but based on the Instagram, like the movie poster,
yeah,
and based on that cartoon we watched on the way in,
yes,
Garrett,
yes,
is this an ape movie?
It absolutely is. Well, we'll see if it's like really checks out.
Okay, is this an ape
movie? I think it will be. We'll be able to consider. I have not seen this before, so I don't want to judge before we get there. But yes, we will get some ape action.
Okay, well, thank goodness, because I based this drink on the movie poster, and I thought, hey, what would go good with some brown sugar? And I thought, let's do a banana drink.
Oh, actually, you know what? This is hardcore ape core. Yeah, actually, yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 100%.
Good. Because who killed Doc Robin? It seems like we might have a mystery on our hands. We might come across maybe not a smoking gun, maybe a smoking banana.
Ooh, bang!
That's the name of the cocktail tonight. It's called the Smoking Banana. And it consists of cinnamon whiskey, banana liqueur, hazelnut liqueur, brown sugar syrup, and a little bit of our saline solution, also making a return from the last one.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah. So, I think it almost seems... I'm hoping for I've been thinking about banana bread, like, all week.
Oh, well,
I saw some banana bread at the store the other day, and it's just one of those things, like, once it gets in...
You can't
once
beat,
you get
like,
banana
fresh,
bread on...
baked banana bread.
Right, yeah, and that's why I didn't get the prepackaged stuff.
Right.
I've just been craving it. I love banana bread. Once you start thinking about it, it's like, oh, man, I wish I had some banana bread.
And then if you don't have the ingredients to make banana bread, then maybe you can just smoke bananas, Scott. I'll have to try that sometime. I'll get around to that. Yeah, I really enjoyed last week's cocktail. It was delicious. So, but you know me, I'm a big hazelnut fan. So
yeah, I do love, and I don't get to break out the hazelnut liqueur, the Frangelico.
Frangelico. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So always a treat when I do.
nice.
So
looks delicious.
It smells like banana bread.
Oh yeah, that definitely smells like it. Smells freaking delicious. So
Okay, well, while these glasses are still chilled, I say we go ahead and give this a try. Everybody, this is the smoking banana.
cheers.
Cheers.
It's very good. It's very good. The banana hit first, and then the cinnamon just kind of came on like a wave, dude.
It does.
Like,
Yeah.
But the banana was the first thing to hit,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, the cinnamon. But pretty smooth, I would
like
say.
it. Yeah. If I make it again, I might dial back the cinnamon just a hair, and maybe crank up
The
hazelnut.
Ooh, yes, definitely. And
But,
maybe a little more banana. I mean, no. It's yeah. Play it. You can play. Yeah.
But that's good.
Still pretty freaking delicious.
Pretty good.
I really
like that one.
Yeah, a good follow up from last week's cocktail, I would say. So, yeah, it'll be nice to
chill out,
sip on, and
watch this ape threaten children. What is this movie about?
Well, we'll see, because it's we'll get classic, ape suit actor action. But I believe they've also got chimpanzees.
Oh gosh,
or
live
some
chimpanzees.
kind of live.
Okay, well, this is a.
So this might get a little more tense than we expect.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't expecting like an actually scary movie tonight.
Well, it might indirectly be unintentionally scary for that reason.
Yeah, I saw Nope.
Child actors beside ape actors might be might get a little hairy. But yeah. But this, again, this will be a little bit of a brisk movie, because even last week's movie was under an hour. Well, we're just north of 50 minutes here tonight. Because this is like, and we'll talk more about this later, but the producer Hal Roach came up with this thing called streamliners, which were like movies that were like 50 minutes or less. And they were made for like double features. If like the first feature was way too long, then this would be like the perfect thing to balance it out. And this film is actually a sequel to a streamliner that he did the year before, entitled Curly.
Okay.
And that featured a gang of kids, with the main kid being Curly. And so,
like from the Stooges.
Dude, I freaking wish. I was
Curly.
hoping.
Did they ever do Kid Stooges?
Dude,
that was a thing, right? That seems familiar. Did they?
No, I mean, I think in the
Little Stooges.
In that movie that they did a few, like 10 years ago, 12 years, however many years ago at this point, I think they had like actors who were children, like being like the Three Stooges as children. But that's about as close as I can think. But I mean, but if you haven't seen like any of the Our Gang Little Rascals shorts, I mean, that very, very like good rivals to the Stooges, just in terms of like this era of comedy. I mean, that's might be controversial, because it's, obviously this is for kids. Three Stooges was for
not for kids,
not for children. And that was a whole thing, I think, at one time, where people were like, "Oh my God, the violence in Three Stooges, we can't show this."
Oh, really? That was too violent.
Because who wouldn't know? All Dog Stars in the house. Welcome, Dog Star. Yeah. So this is a sequel, but I don't think we won't need to have seen Curly to get it, because Roach was just like trying to do the Little Rascals all over again. Our Gang. We'll dissect the whole thing more later, but he kind of just intended this to be a series that would follow this group of kids around. And it does feature familiar face George Zucco, who we've seen a lot on this show. Actually, we'll talk more about that later. We'll talk about all the Zucco, which again,
we're stucco on Zucco.
That's amazing. That needs to be on a shirt. We got it. That's ours. But it's funny because this, like I said, this is in cinecolor, much like my personal favorite film of this show, which we saw the trailer for coming in, Scared to Death. So it was released the year after Scared to Death was released. So
if you're expecting any green,
if you're expecting any green,
be a little disappointed.
You're SOL. It's gonna be very teal looking. So
no green apes.
No, blue apes maybe.
Blue apes.
Anything else before we get into tonight's movie?
Didn't Paul Bunyan have a blue ape?
Yeah, I think they try to say that it was an ox, but we all know it was definitely an ape. Well, and one last thing I'll say, much like Our Gang, this is, Hal Roach at least had the decency to have this gang of kids, like, kind of like, the way the Our Gang was, all right, we're going to have all different kinds of kids, including black kids in this gang. There are 2 black kids in this group, but they're very much just kind of the butt of stereotypical jokes. So wanted to go ahead and lay that out there now because it's kind of a similar thing that you find in the Our Gang shorts, especially anytime something spooky is involved.
Right.
Usually a lot of jokes at the expense of the black characters. So that's gonna try not to let that ruin our enjoyment of the film. But it sounds like there's plenty to enjoy in this hodgepodge of a movie. So on that note, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into the exciting beginning of Who Killed Doc Robin right now. Oh my God.
Suddenly.
Somehow my big fat finger was on the button and just pressed it, and I really didn't even know. That was lucky, and that was me telling me to get on with it.
Kill Doc Robin.
I don't know. Neither do I. It's ridiculous. I assure you that I'm not implicated. Well, I don't know, but we'll find out, won't we, Spec? You bet we will, Artis. I don't know nothing. Me too.
Off to a pretty good start. Fun opening credits.
It is fun.
Hal Roach Jr. We've seen some Hal Roach Jr. before. We'll talk about that later. There it is, cinecolor. Wayne in the house. Welcome, Wayne. William. Welcome, James. What color I'll do them well tonight. Hey, at least we're getting outside. We didn't get really any real outside establishment shots and stuff.
Whoa!
What the fuck?
Holy shit! We're off to the races, everybody.
What the hell?
That was awesome. That was the coolest thing we've ever seen on this show.
That was like That was wild, dude.
My mind is blown.
That's a hell of a way to start out the movie, with a bang. Golly. That was wild. That is a good question, JK. I could not answer that. Just trying to make a break for it. Get her, boys.
You Ann Loring?
Yes. What's the meaning of this?
It means that you're under arrest, lady, on suspicion of the murder of Dr. Hugo Robbin.
Was he in that house?
These objects were found in the
Guess
wreckage
so.
left by the explosion in which Dr. Robbin met his death. Miss Loring, can you identify them?
Yes. They were his.
On January 18th, the doctor made a new will, naming you as sole heir. It's your contention, I understand, that you knew nothing of his will until after his murder.
I object, Your Honor. The prosecution has not yet proved a murder charge.
Objection sustained.
Oh, shit.
Order! Order in the court.
We just got to see the judge.
How many times do I have to tell you? No kids allowed.
But you don't understand,
No
officer.
kids.
We have information relative to the case.
Yeah, we know something awful important, too. Your boss up there'll be awful mad if you don't let us tell him.
I said beat it.
Well, you're not very polite about it. You could at least say please.
Please.
Is that Little Debbie?
Yep. Little Debbie, ladies and gentlemen.
If Officer Kennedy could arrange to keep the door closed, we'll proceed with the case.
Can I get out, too? Can I, please?
Oh my God, Jesus.
Quiet. Quiet.
Gotta scare off them kids.
Proceed.
No more questions.
Your Honor, this is a kangaroo court.
Your witness.
Your witness.
Miss Loring, will you tell the court how long you were in Dr. Robbins' employ?
About a year.
And on the day in question, were you on duty as usual?
Yes. I was in the office all day.
Oh, she was not. That's a big fib. She was a dam. I saw her there. And I saw her sneak out while he wasn't looking.
Quiet. Quiet.
But Mr. Judge, she wasn't at Doc Robbins' office all day. She was at Dan's. I saw her. Honest right. I saw her, too. We all
Dang, these kids are taking over.
Oh, we got proof.
I'm sorry. I guess I forgot. I was there for a few moments to leave some things to be repaired.
If Your Honor, please, I ask that these children be held for questioning. Their memories seem a bit more accurate than
We've
the
seen
defendant's.
that prosecutor
You may question the
before.
children as material
He was
witnesses
the
at the proper time.
mad Dr. Baloo in Bloodlust.
Your Honor, we have put this witness on the ground she's too young to testify.
I am not. I'm 5 years old, going on 6.
Age is not the determining factor. It's a question of competency. Come here a moment, my dear.
Kids say the darndest things, right?
Mr. Brown, the butcher has one just like this, only bigger. And he takes a big piece of meat and goes bang.
We'll talk about Mr. Brown later. Now, I want you to tell me the difference between right and wrong.
You mean your mommy didn't ever teach you about it?
Yes, of course, but you see, that was quite a long time ago. Now, I'd like very much to have you explain it to me.
Well, let me think.
Yes, here's the
There's
judge.
the right to do with the pencil, but that's a different kind.
Grant
There's your
Mitchell.
right
He was
hand,
a regular in a lot of
right
Frank
road,
Capra
and
movies
it's right to
and
mine growing
popular
up,
character
and it's
actor. This is actually his
wrong
last
not
movie,
to be polite to people.
sadly.
And it's awful wrong to take things that don't belong to you. Now do you understand?
All right.
Now then, little lady. All right. Now, suppose you tell us just how and where you saw Miss Loring that day.
Well, you see, it was like this. Me and Susie were playing, and all of a sudden, a bad dog grabbed her. and bit a big hole in her side. It was awful.
Jeez.
I thought Susie would die.
Jeez.
So I took her to Dan.
Cotton? Needle?
Susie's a doll.
Oh.
Will she get well, Dad?
She sold it though. She really sold it.
Why do you think they call me Fix-A-Dan? Susie's going to be all right. Not a thing to worry about.
She's gonna pull through.
Who's that girl, Dan?
You now put your finger here while I tie this ribbon.
Ice cold lemonade. Ice cold lemonade.
Oh, here we go. Ice cold. That is a whole setup,
Yeah,
man.
jeez.
Got your ice cold lemonade here.
All shades of lemonade. I don't even want to know why they have
what does
different
that mean?
shades.
How about you, Dad? An excellent suggestion. Hey, you guys, you're drinking up all the profit. You can't run an engine without gas. Hey, look, guys. There's that same girl again.
Did anybody not see this lady?
Spy or something. Certainly now of intrigue about
For
her.
a spy,
Maybe
she's
so,
very
but I think she acts awful
conspicuous.
mysterious. Don't be silly. You all imagine things just because she's a girl.
You boys.
This and that. Hi, Dan. Hi, Dan.
Did Dis and Dat get to do anything in this movie, or are they just gonna sit on the sideline?
Well, that ought to be good for
that's
you.
the,
They
you
just want to
know,
go fishing, that's all.
that's part of the,
It took him
you know,
17
they're just
cents.
not
We still
really
have plenty of
utilized.
supplies left for tomorrow.
This is lemonade?
Got him.
That makes a net earning of 30 cents for your first month in business.
Yeah, Alana, I've had Sharkleberry Fin. I've totally had Sharkleberry
Ow!
Fin.
That's my sore toe.
Did you see your doctor as you promised me?
Well, not yet, but I'll see him tomorrow for sure.
We'll see to that foot today. I'm going up to Doc Robbins after a while, and you're going with me, young man.
Doc Robbins? Oh, no, Dan, please.
That place is gonna
I
explode.
don't want to go to Doc Robbins. Sure glad I'm not you, Curly. That Doc Robbins scares me. Me, too.
Who's that?
What?
What?
Hell yeah.
Dan! Dan, it's running. Your model works.
Yes, does it? I've got it this time.
It sounds like 1,000,000 bees. Does it make honey, Dad, does it? Of course not,
Does it
silly.
make honey?
It makes Adam's bee stuff. But Dan, aren't all atomic bees dangerous?
No, kids.
Definitely. In this small firing chamber, for instance, there's enough power to blow us all to kingdom come. That's why this room is out of bounds for you youngsters when I'm not here.
It's a
If it blew up,
lightsaber.
Dan, would we just disappear like with atomic bombs?
I'm afraid so, Spike, but don't you worry. I'm not going to let it blow us up. Now, suppose you all run along. Curly, you wait in the car. I'll be right out.
Sonny, I thought you forget all about Doc Robbins. Now,
I
don't
built
you
a
worry,
bomb in his
Curly.
garage.
Yeah, right. No protective equipment. No
If Curly has to
PPE.
go, we all go.
Not me. I wouldn't go to that spooky house of Doc Robbins for $1 billion. Not even 1,000.
Don't be afraid, Beck. I'll take care of you. Honest, I will. I promise. And so we all along in Dan's station wagon. But the boys are awful scared, riding in the front seat with an atom bomb. I beg your pardon, Your Honor. Honor doesn't understand. It wasn't an atom bomb, sir. Merely the firing chamber of Dan's atomic energy machine.
Your Honor, I think perhaps this Fix-It Dan can tell us.
Firing chamber.
Can't though. He's gone away.
He's gone away. Where? When did he go?
I don't know. We haven't seen him since the day of the explosion.
Your name?
Beck.
Yes, I see. I mean your legal name, please.
I'm Slytherin within Jones. Junior.
I think we could understand you better if you took the gum out of your mouth. That's better.
I don't think you
Now,
will.
were
I
you
don't think we
present
will.
at the Fix-It shop on the morning of Wednesday, July 10th?
Let me think. Wednesday the 10th. I don't remember for sure. You see, I'm not very much good on dates. I always get them wrong in school. I get my best marks in poetry. Make it up myself. You want to hear one? Nature. Isn't
no.
nature a beautiful thing?
Somebody
It
rein
needs
this
a guinea
kid
air,
in.
makes you sing. Back and forth go the huge trees and honey made by the bees. Blue as the water with pure
Judge
white
loves
foam.
it.
And mother's crying a young to come home. Nature did her job well, and not even once did she fail.
Give me that gum.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Ew.
Order.
You want to hear another one? Bombs away. We're over Tokyo now. Another day. All right, boys, bombs away. Good, boys, another hit. I bet them Japs down there have an awful fit. Try it again. You're doing okay. All right, now, bombs away. The bomb hit with the burst
Yeah, I
of
knew
noise.
he was gonna
Guess
get
who they were? That's
to an
right. The
inappropriate
Doolittle boys.
Poem. It's
Excuse
so
me.
He lost his board. I object, Your Honor, on grounds of
With the
silliness.
court's permission, I'd like to excuse this witness and call him later. Order.
Why don't you just call all the kids together? Get them all out of the way.
What is your name?
Yeah. How long is this? We gotta really
Your
drag this
legal
trial
name.
out.
William Benson.
Thank you.
Let's get the dog to testify.
Now, will you tell us what happened at Dr. Robbins' office that morning?
I mean, before or after he had
They wouldn't be a
had
real
the
gang
fight?
if they didn't have a dog.
Of course.
Oh, so they had a fight.
It was Scruffy or
Please,
something.
Rags, go home.
Rags.
Rags.
Ew,
Yeah.
some street dog.
Get that dog out of this courtroom.
Poppins.
All right.
Will you please tell the court? Oh!
Order. In the interest of time, let the dog have his way.
Suppose you start by telling us when you all left the shop.
It's a very permissive
Like
judge.
Arda said, we drove up to Doc Robbins' place in Dan's car. What was that?
Probably just a dog or a bird.
I hear Doc Robbins keeps wild animals chained up in that big old house.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting visitors.
Smoking in the hospital.
Hope you haven't been waiting long.
Not long. Children, this is Miss Laurie.
Oh, what's up, Toast? Yeah, I
Do you
mean,
suppose the doctor would have time for an emergency patient?
I think
it's
so.
a shorter
Just
movie,
a moment, I'll find out.
so it's been moving kind of quick.
That's the same girl.
I'm sorry, he must have gone up to the house. He spends most of his time on research now. I'll call him.
Yes?
Would you give the doctor a message, please?
Yes. I'll tell him.
Maybe the doc's too busy. Can't we come back later or something?
Now, don't be impatient. I'm sure he'll be down any minute.
Good afternoon.
Hey.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
There he is.
You mind taking a look at this young man?
Good old Zucco.
Come right in.
You did miss a pretty sweet explosion.
Yeah, basically, Doc Robbins been killed, and these kids are testifying about what happened leading up to that, and this is part of it.
Yeah, and what? Yeah, and there's gonna be a gorilla at some point.
At some point,
jump.
so,
strap
but
in.
that, yeah, strap in because that's already gonna take us to our first great.
Short movie.
I said short movie. Again, 51 minutes. So
yeah, Sears, where's the ape? Where's the gorilla?
Let's get that. Hey, I mean, I'm sure. Hey, we're only a third of the way through this movie. It's only been 17 minutes.
I mean, just think of how much has happened in these 17 minutes.
Yeah, what have you thought of the first set? It's moved quickly for the first.
It's been pretty awesome. I love that.
I mean, yeah, like.
Honestly, the rest of the movie could just be like nothing after that huge explosion.
Yeah, that
I'm
explosion
walking
was
away
just
happy,
not,
man.
like.
I was not expecting that.
No, like I don't think we've seen an explosion that well executed, and I think part of the reason it's hitting so hard is because it's in cinecolor.
Exactly. Yeah, they've got the power of cinecolor.
Yeah, I think seeing that orange like fireball come out of that, you're just like.
Yeah, I've liked the cinecolor. It's Is anybody else a little bothered by this lemonade though?
Yeah, the lemonade.
It was why was
really...
it? It was all like red and black.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was Kool-Aid, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Who knows what those kids were peddling? You know, I mean, come on, these aren't exactly upstanding young citizens. Okay, they're running around with some dog that they found off the street. They're not even grooming properly. Calling them rags.
Yeah, it seems like an Ed and Eddie type scheme.
Right, selling lemonade inevitably leads
off
to
of a bicycle.
Right. Yeah, we've got to build this elaborate thing to go sell 4 or 5 different kinds of lemonade because I've run the numbers, and the only way you really can make your money off a lemonade stand is if you have a variety of lemonade.
And also, if you gotta go on the move, I mean that's not a terrible idea, right? A mobile lemonade stand. That's
again, if you really dig into the backlog of Our Gang, you'll find so many schemes and plans, and you realize where all these other shows have just gotten that from, because that's like every Our Gang short is all right. Well, we gotta do something, and it's just these kids, right? It's like, what are they? Like, why are they putting on a huge, elaborate Broadway show? I don't understand. You know, like they've done everything.
I can't see in the chat, Ilana. What were what was it? Wine and Easter candy? Is that...
I challenge Evan to make a cocktail using Kathy's snack ingredients. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, party mix, Easter egg candy, and wine.
Okay.
Hey, that's a challenge Evan will accept.
I will accept that. I mean, what kind of wine?
What kind of party mix?
Red wine and chocolate. That's already kind of halfway there.
Yeah. Well, I think Evan has accepted the challenge. I think this is happening.
I think we've had a when we made the wine milkshakes. That was the snack mix. That's kind of the wild card, but we've been putting salt in our drinks anyway, so why not?
Yeah, hey, I mean, again, last week with the peep, I think that was really like
I'm still
a
just
garnish
like,
high point.
I'm still just so pleased with that peep.
That really worked well, and it really did soak up a lot.
I've been riding that high all week.
Yeah, you should, as you should. It was great. So yeah, I'm sure Party Mix will create an interesting consistency.
Yeah. Well, you just blend it up, and you won't even notice.
Who's gonna notice, right? Who's gonna know? Yeah. I mean, and I've enjoyed this cocktail. It's been good. I mean, again, we need to get some ape action so that the banana part of this cocktail
it makes sense.
Yeah, really all connect.
Saltwater taffy.
But I'm thinking we'll be set up pretty well. But again, I mean, what do you? And I guess my big question to you is, what do you think of the comedy so far? We've seen like mysteries with like comic relief, but like I think this is probably the first thing we've seen where like kids are.
Yeah, I mean, this is more of a comedy with spooky elements than a horror film with comedy elements.
Right.
It's yeah, you know, some of it doesn't exactly stick, but I'm having fun with it. You know, the kids are the one girl. There's something about the way she's been she's like read the lines.
Yeah.
That
like the main girl.
Kind of makes me just kind of it makes me laugh a little bit.
Like she's too over the top. Or...
There's something about it. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, she's trying very hard.
Yeah. That's it. I think.
Well, and again, these kids are living in the shadow of our gang.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of go into the backstory on that because, you know, Hal Roach created Our Gang, so why is he doing this Our Gang knockoff,
Yeah, so
right?
this is a knockoff of the Little Rascals.
Basically, and I'll get into the why, like Our Gang, Little Rascals, why the two different names. I'll get into that too real quick. Basically, you know, Hal Roach started his career making comedy shorts. Our Gang he started during the silent era, and along with like Laurel and Hardy shorts, that was what he was like really famous for. And then he got this distribution deal with MGM, and he got to produce his own stuff, and they would distribute it. But so that was like went pretty well. And he started branching out into feature-length movies, one of which we're gonna see a trailer. I guess he did both of these. They were distributed by MGM, but for films that he produced. One is for an Our Gang feature, the only feature film from Our Gang, the Little Rascals, from 1937, entitled General Spanky. Basically takes the kids and puts them in the Civil War South and has them helping a Confederate guy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I haven't seen it. Not really. Thing is, like, as a kid, I was a huge fan. And I'll again, just to kind of finish the whole, like, the name, get into the name thing. You know, he had this deal. He was branching out into feature films. He did General Spanky. He did this other film called Topper, which is like a ghost supernatural movie that we're going to see a trailer for. It's got Cary Grant in it as a ghost. It's like, I haven't seen it before, but it looks pretty funny. I mean, again, Hal Roach's specialty was comedy. But for some reason in 1937, he decided to enter into a business deal, forming a production company with the son of Italian dictator Mussolini. There's not really there's not really any, like, I couldn't really find any explanation, but basically he like formed this production company with Mussolini's son, and then MGM was like, no. No, this is not happening.
Woof.
And so they basically forced him to buy his way out of that like production company, and then said, all right, we're canceling our deal with you. And that was in 1937. So he decided
he got canceled.
And I mean, he was gonna keep doing his thing, but MGM said, we're canceling your business with us. And he decided to keep going, but MGM was like, well, we want to buy Our Gang from you. And he's like, okay, sure. And they're like, you can keep like the name, the rights to the name, all that, but you can't, you can buy it back one day, the rights to the name, Our Gang, but we're going to produce more shorts, and you cannot create any more kids films.
Okay.
If you create anything that's like considered an imitation, then you've broken the agreement. So he didn't. He got into making streamliners, which is what tonight's film is, films that were under 50 minutes. And his first batch of like 20 were actually pretty successful. And then the war happened. But we'll talk about that after the break.
The war?
The World War II.
We were talking about the war.
We're talking about the war. He played an interesting role during the war, him in his studio. But while during that time, you know, he didn't have Little Rat or Our Gang. Basically, he ended up. Long story short, I'll just go ahead and answer now. He got to do tonight's film. He said, "Hey, MGM, I want to get back into making like kids like entertainment. So I'll relinquish my rights to the name Our Gang." And they're like, "Okay, done deal."
Okay. So wait, how long was he like out of the like
about
kid movies?
About 10 years.
Okay.
About 10 years. Curly was the year before tonight's film. So I guess like 9 years. And so, but then a few years after that, MGM allowed him to buy back the rights to the shorts that he produced before 1938. But he still couldn't have the name Our Gang. That they're like, that we're keeping that. You can have your shorts. So that's when he, for television syndication and theatrical distribution, created the name The Little Rascals. That's why, because during the 40s, 50s, he distributed them under that name. So that's why they're interchangeable. But he did, when they first created the series, it was Our Gang and also referred to as Hal Roach's Rascals, right? So they just took the Rascals thing and, you know, just made it more generic.
Well, I mean, he kind of showed them, because which of those names has really persisted more?
Exactly. I mean, Little Rascals is kind of the... Yeah, like even as a kid, Our Gang, I was like, wait, what? Our Gang? Because I was a big Little Rascals head, okay? Let's just say. You know, the way that kids these days are all into their, you know, like their Bluey and their Cocoa Melon. I was into my Little Rascals and Frankenstein. And that was my... Those were my favorite shows to watch as a kid growing up. And my older brother and sister will still talk shit about how I would make everybody watch Little Rascals, and they did not want to watch Little Rascals. And it was so stupid, but I loved it. And I did, and it still holds up. They still are funny. They're on like Tubi. They're streaming all the old featurettes, whatever you want to call them. But it's but Hal Roach, he did some other things besides Our Gang. So we'll talk about that after the break. We're gonna get these trailers for some Hal Roach produced films, General Spanky and Topper, and then when we come back, we'll get into the exciting middle of Who Killed Doc Robin. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Little rassholes.
Run along now. It's time little boys like you were in bed. What's going on out here? Well, if it isn't General Spanky.
Hello, General. I got to see about something very important. Yes, sir. Just before the battle, Mother, I am thinking saying you're hungry ever since early this morning. Well, I've been hungry ever since early this morning.
I trust your trip down the river was both pleasant and successful.
The cotton sold very well, thank you. That boat seemed to take a powerful long time getting back.
I thought so, too.
You sure like her a lot, don't you?
I sure do.
What else am I supposed to do? Oh, yes. Make Buckwheat take his bath.
Is that all?
And take mine, too.
George, look out!
Right, I got something in my eye.
Something in your eye? Be careful. Look out! You'll never make it, George!
You know something, George? I think we're dead.
I think you're right. It's funny, I don't feel any different.
No, neither do I. Now I wonder what happens.
Tell the girlfriend all about it.
What girlfriend?
Yours, me. Say, you don't mind if I save my energy and just become nothing for a while, do you?
I don't suppose I do. I don't know what you're talking about.
Dematerializing. Watch, it works like a zipper. Zip.
Oh. Marion, where are you?
Right here.
No, Toppy. Relax. Take it easy. There he goes again. Ups-a-daisy, Toppy.
Say, George.
What?
We can't go down the lobby like this. We'll cause a riot. Faye.
Okay. Don't teeter, Topper.
For heaven's sake, what's the matter with that man?
Why doesn't he fall?
And we are back. So that was the trailers for General Spanky and Topper. And yeah, I mean, hey, doesn't a cocktail with Count Chocula or
It does, like,
Frankenberry
yeah,
just sound delicious?
yeah, that sounds delicious. Yeah, I agree. Cereal milk cocktails are
The way to
really
go.
good. Yeah, we've had one on this show before. The Cosmic Brownie. I don't remember what movie we were watching, Probably something aliens.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but of course I love that. You know, anything with a copious amount of chocolate is right up my alley. So, yeah, I mean, you know, as you can see, those two trailers, comedy is clearly Hal Roach's, like, forte, although he did produce some serious films after those. He did produce the like first adaptation of Mice and Men.
Oh, okay.
With Lon Chaney Jr. as Lenny.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. I guess.
That was his, before he played monsters, that was his first big role, was the Lenny in Of Mice and Men.
Was he a monster?
Or was he just simply misunderstood?
Was he a mouse?
Was he? I mean, you know, poor Lenny. He was, you know, he really just should have been a bunny. You know,
Yeah.
those were his people. That's what I took away from that. But he also produced 1 Million Years BC, which had Lon Chaney Jr. as a caveman. And Lon Chaney Jr. like was trying to do his own makeup, and they said, you can't do that, you're violating union.
Oh, really?
Like rule. And yeah, and he was like wanting to be like his dad.
Yeah,
and
so
they
his
were like,
dad,
no, you can't.
His dad's whole thing wouldn't have flown with the union.
Apparently not. It was not something he could get away with. But he was like, he learned techniques from his dad and tried to, you know, I know there are other times where he had talked about doing his own makeup.
Yeah, you're not doing it right. Just let me do it.
Sorry, I'll do it myself. Yeah. Oh God. I mean, I don't even want to know the fights he and the makeup man at Universal used to have. I mean, they literally, I think, almost got into some legitimate fight. Like Lon Chaney Jr. Like, you know, there's famous pictures of Lon Chaney Jr. in the Wolfman makeup raising a fist to the guy, and he's just like looking very methodical doing the makeup, and Lon Chaney Jr. legit looks like he wants to hit him. But it's a publicity photo. It's like it, but still, Lon Chaney Jr. did not like doing that kind of makeup. But you know, you get what you get. But yeah, and again, you know, like Father Like Son, the executive producer of this was Hal Roach Jr., who after this film, Hal Roach did a few other films and kind of got out of producing and turned his company over to his son, who kind of turned it more into a television production company. And they had studio facilities that turned into mostly television production facilities. One of the shows Hal Roach Jr. produced, we've actually seen. It was the subject of our mini-sodes, because he produced The Veil with Boris Karloff. And that was from Hal Roach Studios, produced by Hal Roach Jr. Of course, it never aired because the studio went bankrupt before it could get out.
Womp,
which
womp.
That was Hal Roach Jr. apparently wasn't very good at, you know, running the business, and not as good as his father. And so it didn't deter him, though, because Hal Roach ended up living to be 100 years old.
Oh, wow.
And so he, like, as he got older, he started making more public appearances
Yeah.
and going on talk shows.
Yeah.
And he got an honorary Oscar.
Jeez.
And up to his, like, year 100, he was still, like, making public appearances and, you know, doing speaking engagements. And yeah, I mean, he was.
What did he say his secret to living to 100 was? Making movies?
Dude, I bet there is absolutely something. I wish I would have had it looked up, but I do not have it. But yeah, I mean, I think, you know, Hal Roach, obviously comedy was his specialty, and again, like Evan pointed out before the break, the comedy of this has been, you know, hit and miss. There's definitely some stuff that I can see kind of is recycled from Little Rascals, but it just doesn't. It feels stale. It doesn't feel. It doesn't have the snappiness to it. It feels kind of tired, you know. Which they did have another producer on this, Robert F. McGowan, who also came up with the story. He was like one of the original directors of a lot of the Our Gang shorts. He was the one that kind of got the kids to, you know, just kind of be natural in front of the camera and have fun. And he was just apparently really good at directing the kids. But I think everybody was kind of a little rusty here. You know, but the kids haven't been bad.
Yeah, they've been doing fine. I mean, you know, I'm definitely I'm not bashing on kid actors because like
right,
they're kids. What do you expect?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, they've been doing a good job.
Yeah, no, they have. So, I mean, again, where we left off, the kids are still recounting what happened on the day that Doc Robin was blown up in an explosion.
Right, yeah.
And so far they're at Doc Robin's house, and he is looking. Something happened to Curly. I don't know what. He's looking at Curly, and so the other kids are waiting in the house. So, are shenanigans about to follow?
Are we gonna get an ape?
Or
a chimp?
Maybe both. Ooh, who knows? We'll see.
Uh-oh.
We'll see. Yeah, it's but outside that one murder, I don't expect much of a body count with
Yeah.
it's called Who
not
Killed Doc
kids
Robin,
movie,
so I
right.
think it's safe to assume.
Yeah,
that's
it's not Who Killed Doc Robin and this other person
all
and
these
this other person.
Yeah.
Etc.
So but it's a mystery. I do want to know. I don't really know.
I mean, yeah, who set off that atomic bomb?
I mean, yeah, we've had some mysteries on this show.
Excuse me, firing chamber.
Right. Firing chamber. Use the correct terminology. We've had some mysteries on this show that seem pretty like cut and dry, pretty obvious. This one, I'm like, and again, scared to death parallels. We'll continue to, you know, monitor those.
Yeah, it's who's cross-dressing.
Yeah. Right. We'll find out. Anything else before we get into it, Evan?
So if they've got these kids on the stand, can a kid perjure themselves? Can a kid be held in contempt of court?
That's a great. I mean, absolutely laws on that. I have no clue what they are.
Is any of this legal at all?
Yeah, just well, the kids are here. Let's just swear them in.
They already climbed through the window.
I mean, the judge asked the one girl if she knew right from wrong, and yeah, I guess it was sufficient.
Everybody laughed. It was
to just
great.
accept all the other kids. We'll see. Yeah, Sears, I'm wondering about the lab equipment, if that was strict Fadden equipment or not. I can't quite tell. Hopefully we'll get a better look in the second third of this movie. So, without further ado, we're going to get into the exciting middle of Who Killed Doc Robin. Right now. Come on, Rags. Behave yourself.
What's wrong with the dog?
I think a little sulfathazole will fix that, Miss Loring. Would you see to the dressing, please?
Yes, Doctor.
Were you successful, Cameron?
I'm ready to go ahead with a full-scale machine. I've been needing more materials.
Oh, yes, of course, of course. You shall have everything you need. However, I have a great deal at stake in this project. And if anything happened to you, I'd be left with nothing, absolutely nothing to show for my investment.
Oh, I realized that, Doctor. So I brought along the specifications. and the firing chamber of the model itself.
Joe Cola in the
Just a
house.
moment.
Welcome, Joe.
I have an interest in this, too. We both know the term a destructive weapon.
Yeah, he's
So I
definitely
must
no
have your
PD.
guarantee that it'll be used
Joe,
only for the
that's for
betterment of mankind, not its destruction.
But surely, Cameron, you don't think we have any intention.
Yeah, JK, we'll have to decide where Rags falls in the
Just who
movie
you
dog
mean by
rankings after.
Did he
tonight's film is
just
over.
say that a destructor
Naturally, an
ray?
adventure of this magnitude, I can't assume the entire financial risk.
Strange.
Did he really
Our
just
original
say,
understanding
okay, but
made
you
no
have to
mention of
promise
the
that this
trophy.
destructor
Just
ray is
logical.
only going to be used for
I am
good,
not at
not
liberty to
destruction?
say at this time.
Just to intimidate people.
However, you have my assurance.
Your assurance? For what, Doctor? To sell humanity short? Oh, no. Before I'd let that happen, I'd smash my life's work into
We can
useless
hear
thing.
everything.
While men like you and your partners exist, the world can never know peace.
Carly, Dan sure sounds mad.
And I'll see to it that you'll never get your hands on these.
Well, since you're being so high-handed, you force me to adopt the same measures. Either you leave me those papers, or I keep this.
Keep it and welcome.
Got it.
I can easily duplicate it.
Yoink.
And it won't do you any good. I promise you that.
You don't have the machines, you fool.
Long distance, please.
And Dan never said a word on the way back or anything.
And when he made these threats to Dr. Robbin's life,
He didn't mean it that way. Why, Dan's the smartest guy in the world. He wouldn't kill anyone. I know he wouldn't.
Your Honor, I demand that a warrant be issued for the arrest of this Fix-It Dan.
Somebody want me?
It's Dan!
Oh, shit,
wow.
it's Dan.
Bombshell.
You're under arrest, buddy.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, if my arrival created a disturbance.
He doesn't have anything
But
to
it
hide.
was apparently timely. From what I overheard, I'm a wanted man.
You are Fix-It Dan?
Well, sir,
It
that's
would've
my,
been funny
shall
if
I
he
say,
climbed in through the
local
window,
trademark for my repair shop. May I
Yeah,
ask Your
everybody's
Honor
just
why I'm wanted?
coming through the
For questioning
window.
in the state's case against Ann Loring.
But, Your Honor, she's no more guilty of murder than those
Welcome,
children.
Drunk
The charge is
Review.
ridiculous.
Happy Friday.
Frankly, I feel
Hope
whoever
Friday's going
disposed of
well
Hugo
so
Robin did the world a service. But it certainly wasn't Ann Laurie.
most convincing. I trust you'll be as effective in your own defense. If the court please, I ask that this man be held in custody until formal charges can be brought against him.
Why is everybody running out? I guess that's all the newspaper men.
Yeah, we gotta go crank out the story. Got the scoop.
Well, if this isn't a welcome sight. How are you?
We had a few things to do.
There's a file in this cake.
They're definitely gonna bust him out, of course.
Thanks, kids, thanks. You know, that's a very nice compliment.
Oh my gosh.
Who's making all that racket in here?
Nice.
Oh. Well, I ought to know better than leave a bunch of kids alone. Well, will you look at that pile of plunder? What do you think you're hiding, huh?
Nice try.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Oh, come on,
have
you
a
can
look
at least
at
get a
that
few of those
bouquet.
keys.
That's just it. Now get out of here, all of you.
Was that a file? What was that?
And you said we could have 15 minutes. This is a chip.
Will you be quiet and get out of here? Now get out of here, please. You kids will have me back walking a beating.
Yeah, dang kids. What? Oh! Holy shit, these kids are
A
hardcore,
gun with one
dude.
bullet.
Got another visitor for
This
you.
is a gang of kids.
Yeah,
okay?
jeez.
Look
This
out.
is our gang.
Sing out when you're ready to go. All right.
Jailer, something you overlooked.
Oh, thanks. 50 famous fairy tales. Huh?
Nice. Okay. All right. The innocent days where you could have a water gun toy that looked like
That
a
just
real
looked exactly
gun.
like a gun.
That lawyer guy's in there.
Our
you're
gang
kidding, I know.
bangers.
That's what I call
Scott.
The whole thing's preposterous.
Very good.
My firing chamber didn't cause that explosion. If it had, it'd blown up not only the doctor's office, but half the town.
Don't you see, sir? Without the firing chamber, we had no proof. After the testimony of those kids, we'll be lucky to settle for manslaughter.
Creepers. What do they do to Dan? Well, it's life imprisonment at least, and it's all our fault. That lawyer guy said so. We just gotta do something. But what, Curly? Go look for that firing chamber. Dan left it in the doc's office that day, and...
You mean go near that house again?
Dan's always helped us. Now he's in a jam. Are we gonna let him down? Of course not. Come on, Speck, let's go. Well, don't leave us. We can help too. We've all
Oh
got
my
work
god, that is freaking a wild.
It's like one of those
contract.
like cycle bars.
This is insane. Somebody is gonna lose a leg on that thing. There's no way some kid doesn't get destroyed from that. Getting like
this homemade
wrecked,
bicycle built for 4 or 5.
Fucking don't be going too fast over a bump. You might get somebody might get a toe amputated.
You know, fly into a big.
What is it? Probably one of
big,
Doc Robbins' bones.
Rags.
Somebody's screaming in that house. But nobody lives there anymore. Maybe those wild animals are still chained up in there.
Maybe those wild animals are still loose in there. I'm getting out of here.
It is getting rather late, isn't it? Yeah. Looks like rain, too. Curly, Speck's gone. Speck!
Speck just why did Speck run right toward the house?
He was here just a second ago. He couldn't just disappear. Look for him. What's
I just
that?
can't see too well.
Uh-oh.
Speck!
Oh shit!
Speck, are you all right? Speck, do you feel okay?
Oh no.
Don't you come
Rags,
down
it's a
here, Rags.
reverse
Use the
homeward
zip
bound
way to get us
situation.
out. There must be something around here we can use for a ladder. A tunnel. And stairs.
Use this
I wonder where
tunnel
they
as a
go.
ladder.
They evidently left the doctor's office before the explosion. That's how I must have got in that day without us seeing them. Well, it would seem to me that this tunnel's our only hope.
I'm not going in there, not me.
Well, you just can't stay here in stars, Speck. Come on, Speck. Don't be scared.
Ooh, got him. You scaredy cat.
Come on, Speck. Pull yourself together. We've got to get out of here.
We could only be so lucky, JK. If only. Ooh, okay. Cool.
That terrible scream. They've got bats in this basement. Bats? They won't hurt you. Even if they do, we've just got to find that firing chamber.
You can search all you want, but I'm gonna stay here and hide. I'm not going out there again.
Of course.
You fellas can find the firing chamber, and when you come back, I'll be right here. All I'm gonna do is go home with Spit.
That was good.
There was something
strange. I certainly thought I saw a light under the door a minute ago.
A light?
This was Doc Robbin's research lab.
Oh, all right. Release the animals.
Look, here it is.
Oh shit.
Yippee! Now they'll have
We
to
can
believe
blow up
that
half
and
the
blow
town
up
with
the
this.
dock. Come on, we've got to get this to the police. The chip's gone. It'll
Oh,
blow
God.
up.
Oh God.
Get out of here.
Heard about Chimp with a gun. Here's Chimp with a nuke.
He dropped that. We're gunners. What? Catch him.
We're goners. Ooh. Oh God, I know it is. Oh,
It's just.
God damn it.
What's that, Dick? That's my shoes. Telling me to go home.
Well, at least they're doing something. They're walking.
Yeah.
Where'd you fellas come from? A big hole done fell on. Come on, Troy. We must find that chip and get the firing chamber away from us.
Yeah, if you don't blow us up first.
There he goes. Come on, up there.
He's making a break for it. Tackle him, gang.
Look, a footprint.
Yeah, Joe, it's definitely some like cut rate Goonies for sure. I love it though. It's I love the set, man.
Yeah.
What's doing that? Let's find that chip and get out of here.
We'd better divide up the trip systematically. Wait.
Yeah, well, let's get some light going in here. That'll make it more safe. Bunch of kids running around with candles.
Chimps are attracted to light.
Oh, are we? Yes.
Yes.
Yay! There it is.
I love that gag.
The best.
Dad, where are you?
We've gone home.
Spec is getting so much screen time, it's insane.
Spec's the main character.
Holy shit. Oh my god. What is it? Why? Is he using it as a weapon? Yep, just chase this real chimp around with a swordfish prop.
Totally safe.
Totally safe. It's harmless.
Oh, Jim. Here, Chimpy. Give me the firing chamber. Oh, no, Chimpy.
That's a good one,
Give me
drunk
the firing
review.
chamber. Oh, Chimpy. Don't you understand? You bombed the whole house. Stop it.
This is Planet of the Apes.
Jeez Louise. Uh-oh.
Spec.
Chair almost got him. And that is gonna take us to our second
Flying through this
break.
movie.
Yeah, isn't it? It's just flying by. Well, we're 2/3 of the way through Who Killed Doc Robin. What are we thinking so far, Evan?
I mean, it's maintained its energy. I would say it's been pretty fun. The bit with where he bursts out of the coffin, like it really feels like we've been going into like an extended Scooby-Doo sequence.
Yeah, the Scooby-Doo
Which I love.
comparison, right? I mean, and the color just makes it hit home even more, right? It brings a whole other vibe to it. But the sets are really, I mean, it's all pretty elaborate. You know? Like, they're really selling this like creepy old house, as opposed to some of like the more like Poverty Row films that we've seen where
This very fake looking house.
yeah, very, very fake. Just, you can tell it's just a set wall with like a few very bad decorations. And yeah, they've gone on here. But I mean,
I'm glad that we've been getting more of the house and less of the courtroom.
right, yeah, were you
Well,
afraid
I
that
was-
was going to go on for like the whole...
Yeah, especially with the movie being so short.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
like, don't tell me we're just going to get stuck in a whole extended trial narrative. No, we got a little bit, that's why I say it's kind of a mashup, right? Because like, we spent the first third kind of mostly in the courtroom, and now we're in this creepy mansion.
Where we're gonna spend the last third.
Hopefully we can just stay in the creepy mansion and stuff. Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Hal Roach, I don't think you could consider him Poverty Row. I think he was pretty well funded and just having his own facilities. Like, I think he just had a lot to work with. His whole studio facilities were used by the government during World War II for their what was it? It was the motion picture unit of the Army Air Forces. They leased it, and that was their base, his studios, and they called it Fort Roach. And
that where they made the Donald Duck cartoon.
Right, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think they mostly did training films, and that's like what Roach did. I don't even know if he actually worked there during World War II, but he did like do some kind of like training film production stuff. And when the war ended, they had put a bunch of money into upgrading the facility. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna make a whole bunch more of these streamliners, and they're all gonna be in cinecolor. And then he only made 4 because they weren't profitable, because the cinecolor was like just ate into the too much of the.
No, it's too expensive.
Budget, yeah, just too expensive for the return. So he made 4 and then was like, all right, I'm backing away. But you know, I mean, this has been serviceable, right? I mean,
I'm enjoying it.
And I'm surprised about the focus on spec. Like, you've got a whole gang of kids here. I'm like, why are we?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of spec.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
not
he's
a whole lot of the other kids.
Yeah, maybe he's the most capable actor out of the bunch. I don't know. I don't know what the deal was, but and you know, yeah, that's true, Sears. Like World War II film production in and of itself, between training films and propaganda, you know, a lot of people kind of cut their teeth on that work. But yeah, and I guess technically we're not supposed to get any more Zucco. Because he's.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, he's.
Oh no, Zucco.
He's dead, right? Like, he's Doc Robin.
Oh,
Doc
right,
Robin was the one that was blown up.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we're done with the like flashbacks.
Flashback, unless.
Well, see, yeah, I was thinking at the very beginning, you know, they only found his glasses. He could have been blown to bits,
right?
Atomized, but.
Well, and they found the thing. So that the
oh yeah, true. So yeah, so it wasn't
that wasn't responsible. Yeah. So I don't know what it was.
This bomb exonerates my.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the kids are literally planning on running into the courtroom with that.
We got a bomb.
Dan is innocent.
Nobody move.
Yeah, I'm sure Dan won't be freaked out at all. Yeah, that's right. Scott Dr. Seuss. Yep, he worked on the Private Snafu cartoons, amongst other things. But yeah, I mean, you know, Zucco, I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't really dead. We'll see. I hope we get more, because that would be a paltry amount of Zucco. I like to get a lot of Zucco. Because we've watched 6 movies with George Zucco.
Remind me, where have we seen him again?
So we've seen George Zucco in Voodoo Man, which is kind of our lost episode because it's still under copyright. Pretty sure. Dead Men Walk, The Mad Monster, Fog Island, The Black Raven, and Scared to Death.
Oh, of course.
It's funny. In a good number of those movies, he plays doctors. You know, that's kind of like his bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
Dead Men Walk and The Mad Monster, he's playing a doctor in both of those.
He looks very comfortable in the lab coat.
Yeah. Oh, incredibly. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, when you start looking at the studio films that he made, you realize there are so many other movies where he's like a doctor, mad scientist. Like, he probably made over a dozen, but it was really only in the span of like 8 years that he played these kinds of roles, where he's the mad doctor. Basically from 1940 to really tonight's film actually is the last time that Zucco plays what I'm suspecting is a mad doctor, because I know we're supposed to get some ape action, and I can only guess that Zucco's responsible, even though we haven't seen.
Yeah, we'd better.
We've had some chimp action, but we haven't had gorilla ape. So rest assured, it's gonna happen. Zucco's gonna be responsible, but Zucco really only played these roles for a short amount of time, but obviously his most memorable. So we're gonna see some Zucco trailers during this break. The first is for The Mummy's Hand, which is kind of one of his first like roles as a straight up like horror villain. I think the year before that he played Moriarty in Sherlock Holmes.
Was it the one with Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce?
Yes, it was the very first one. Yes, look at him.
Yeah,
right off the dome.
Off the dome.
Don't you love it? Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, look at that, spot on. Which some of those movies are public domain, right?
So
one of these. See, I've been trying to decide whether to show them on these nights or to put them in the Wheel of Movies rotation.
Oh.
Because it's from Universal, so there's kind of just like it uses the same music from the horror movies, and there's kind of some overlap, but they're Sherlock Holmes mysteries. They're not horror movies, so I've been reticent to show any of them, but maybe, I don't know. We'll explore it, but after that, he did The Mummy's Hand, where he plays a Egyptian professor / high priest who's actually like trying to keep people out of the tombs by resurrecting the mummy and having it guard against these plunderers who come a-calling. And that movie was directed by Christy Cobain, who did One Frightened Night and Scared to Death. Right?
Okay.
So it was
actually Scared to Death 3.
Think so. I think technically yes. And the other, there's two other. We're gonna see a trailer for The Mad Monster, which is the werewolf movie where he's the mad scientist who turns his gardener into a werewolf. You remember that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
That one's actually a pretty like above average poverty row horror film. I mean, it ends with a big fire and some great shots of the monster. The monster kills a kid. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that was the one with the big like swamp.
Yeah, the swamp. Right.
Set. I remember that being like a pretty impressive.
Yeah. Right. It really was impressive. He's straight up mad scientist in that. And then the last trailer is for a 1942 film entitled Dr. Renault's Secret, and he plays the title character in that, Dr. Renault, who is a mad scientist, and that's from 20th Century Fox, so it's a studio film. But yeah, three Zucco as mad professor scientist people to whet your palate in case we don't get any more Zucco. And then when we come back, we're going to get into the exciting conclusion of Who Killed Doc Robin. So stick around. We'll be right back.
He's alive! Let me go! Let me go!
Do you mind if I say I think you're a swell person?
Hmm?
You're very beautiful. So beautiful, I'm going to make you immortal.
Hey, where's the girl?
Well, you'll never see her again.
I'll give you 3 to tell me where she is. I'm not kidding.
If you were to kill me, you're leaving at large a monster that only I can control.
forgotten mansion deep in a dismal swampland, a scientist, crazed by his lust for revenge, repairs the last detail of a diabolical death plan.
A few moments ago, Petro was a man, a harmless, good-natured man. Look at him now. He's no longer human. He's a wolf, snarling, ferocious, lusting for the kill.
The beast strikes swiftly, the first of 4 violent, fiendish murders. Into this crime-ridden situation, a reporter finds the biggest story of his career.
What should make a gory enough story for your paper? This is more than just a story to me. He was my friend.
Joined by the girl he loves, these two follow the gruesome trail of the mad monster. Every lead proves false. Then, one night, a strange, ominous power draws this girl to a rendezvous with death.
You tried to kill Dr. Forbes at the inn last night. No. Don't keep lying to me. For years, I worked to change your appearance, make you talk. Get you in danger, all I've done for the sake of your stupid animal jealousy.
It was the same criminal who tried to kill you at the inn.
But why should anyone want to kill Larry?
Where's Noel? You surely don't suspect him.
And we are back. So those are trailers for The Mummy's Hand, The Mad Monster, and Dr. Renault's Secret. All George Zucco being mad as hell, and he doesn't take it anymore. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, no, he's great. I mean, again, if you've seen any of our other episodes where we watch his movies, I mean, he gets, usually gets his time to shine. Of course, in Fog Island, he's unforgettable for picking his nose mid-monologue. It's the greatest thing that I think we've ever seen on this show.
There's a short. We got a short on that.
Yes, we do. Yeah, that's right. We do have one of our YouTube shorts, one of our early ones, where we highlight that. It was pretty wild. Because I not, when you don't see these movies before, you're just watching. Like again, the explosion tonight, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, whoa, wait, what was that? I want to rewind and see that again.
I kind of do, honestly.
Right? It was crazy.
And add that to the clips we need.
Right.
List.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I don't know if it was the cinecolor. I think. Part of it, again, just seeing somebody walk in and then it exploded right away. It wasn't.
Well, for me, it's this is like a kids movie, right?
Right. Yeah, that's true. I guess that was actually what was shocking.
The sudden explosion was completely caught me off guard.
Yeah, because I mean, you saw a poster for it. I described it as a kids movie, but definitely the poster would make you think kids movie.
Yeah, not
so that
explosion.
Yeah, that was the last thing we were all expecting. But pretty wild so far. So we'll see how it shakes out. Again, the kids are just running around Zucco's house.
Yeah.
And
spooks run wild.
So yeah, basically, Just instead of boys, it's you know what? It just children.
Little tough children.
Little tough children.
Got some little tough children.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully we'll move on from Spec. We'll hang out with some of the other kids for a little bit.
Yeah. Give them their time to
Their
shine.
time to shine. Well, we can only be so lucky. But yeah. Anything else before we get into the exciting conclusion of Who Killed Doc Robin?
So we better get that ape costume.
Oh, dude, no,
But
don't worry, we will, and I'll
here's
get into more
my
about that later.
prediction. We get the ape comes out, does his ape thing, takes off the head. It's Doc Robin.
Oh, dude, you think it's gonna be full on Scooby Doo?
And I would have gotten away with it too.
It wasn't for you meddling kids.
Wasn't for you meddling rascals.
Yeah, well, and
I mean,
and
their
dog.
Their dog.
That dog, because let's not forget Rags. He's part of this.
He's part of the gang.
Wow. On that note, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into the exciting conclusion of Who Killed Doc Robin right now. Old Man Jenkins. Old Man Robin. Sour Skittles. A beer Skittle brow. Interesting series. Yep, that's true, Scott. He was howling at the storm earlier.
That attorney, what are they doing here? He sure looks guilty to me. And he's definitely the criminal type. I bet you they are both in on murdering the dog.
Oh.
They got him. He was scared to death.
Scared him to death.
Come on, that weak and I near. Hurry, Dad. Hurry, Dad. Get
Diz,
up there.
who's wearing the straw hat, is actually an actor named Renee Beard, who's the brother of Stymie Beard, who is one of the members of our gang. Stymie, who wore a bowler hat.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my
Oh, no.
God!
Oh, no.
Don't make this look fun. That is insane. Oh my God! Get him out of
He
there.
looks very chill about it. He's having a great time.
Oh no. Oh no, the monkey! This is why you can't have chimp actors working in scene. If only. Wash and iron.
What if you just took a bath in your clothes? So that you could wash your clothes.
Oh my God. Yeah, Sears. I don't think they're gonna go that far.
Yeah, gosh, yeah. It was... He dropped his marbles on the stairs. He's gonna kill somebody.
That's called the trap. Hey, Dad! Hey, Dad! Come back here! Wait a minute, Phyllis! Here he is! Here!
I mean, that chimp.
You know, Dad always
Chamber. Now we
climbing
better
on
be
the
careful,
chandelier.
Fritz.
He has free reign of the house.
Run!
Oh she's just breaking light bulbs.
She dropped that firing chamber in the...
Oh no, they
We're
think
doing
it's-
this again.
Oh my god.
Hey, come down from there. I'm gonna marry on you.
He's fine.
Come down from there, boy. You ain't no acrobat.
Oh my gosh. No way they. Oh my god.
They trained the chimp to.
I guess slide down.
To
the
slide down the
banister.
banister. That's kind of cool, actually.
Gone again. Hey, Dad, where are you?
It's just entertaining.
I don't know, but if he drops that thing, we'll all disappear.
What the fuck?
God. This movie's got some curveballs.
Ooh.
Warning. Get up.
Get out. I only
Isn't
wish
the
we
beware
could.
redundant?
Honestly, I think just the knife would have sent the same
I
message.
think it did. Certainly did for Spec. All the marbles.
These floors are uneven.
Is that another dead body? Was I wrong?
He's just sleeping, standing
What
up.
happened? What happened? I don't know. I came in this room and I'm going through that door.
That's pretty good.
I love his shrill yell.
Gosh, it's the lawyer. He's dead. Murdered. You said he was a murderer. Did he murder himself, too? It's that nurse. I knew it.
This movie is wild. Definitely was not expecting another body.
George!
No.
George!
It's back when kids'
Aw,
movies
damn it, he's alive.
didn't pull their punches.
Darling, you all right?
Shucks.
What happened?
I don't know. I was searching the closet and suddenly the door slammed shut and locked. I remember getting dizzy and then everything blacked out.
Ether? Just a can of ether in the closet.
No wonder. Look at this.
Well, if the late Dr. Robin was still with us, I'd probably have come to as a guinea pig or something.
Oh, darling, don't kid about it. The very thought of the man makes me shudder.
Come on, Ann, let's go.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Oh my god, what?
Here, Benny, you take care of Dud.
God, the whole house has it out for Spec. Yeah, JK, she's got that Ingrid Bergman look going on with the hat.
Come on, Spec. Hey, Spec, what's the matter with you?
Michael Jackson.
Now where's Dad? Dad! Speck, what happened to us? How did we get in here?
Don't know how we got in. How do we get out?
Could it be?
Could it be?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And the music, you can tell the movie knows this is a big deal.
This is the climax of the film. Suddenly there's an eight.
We can only get Charles Gamora to be in the last 5 minutes. Of the movie.
I don't know,
It's a jam. It's a firing chamber.
Oh, be careful. Oh!
It's a gorilla. Take him down there.
What? Oh, there it is.
Hey, I can see the kids. Maybe they can get us out of here.
There's a clip we need.
Amazing. That is creepy.
Oh. There he comes.
But the gorilla's after us.
Oh, shh.
Give me that firing chamber.
There we go. There's a real scream. They did it.
They
Oh,
did
God.
it.
Where is it? There to God.
Yeah.
It's been such a long time. That was terrible.
Door open.
Oh, I love the way the camera's
Operator, give me a police station. Hurry, quick.
Hello? Yeah. Wait a minute, not so fast.
But I tell you, we've got him, and we can't get out. And there's a giant gorilla chasing us.
Now get this, you kids. I ain't falling for any more of your shenanigans. You ain't getting any police up to Doc Robbins for any wild goose chase after giant gorillas and firing chambers.
Taylor, are those youngsters up at Robbins' house? What did they say about a firing chamber? Answer me.
You don't understand. Those kids are going to be responsible for all of our deaths. The deaths of thousands of people.
What is it, boy? Your young pal's in trouble?
Say, Professor, did Doc really experiment on wild animals up there? Professor? Professor!
No talking to dogs.
Professor?
Nice.
Dog, somebody took the squad car. Well, get the other car. Get the squad.
We got more than one car, dang it.
He's gone dead.
The gorilla cut the phone lines.
Don't breathe so loud, Spec. I'm breathing. I can't.
Turn over the couch, yeah!
Yeah, good question, Scott. Is of their areas.
What I killed? Me on flat mouth float.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just gonna be in this movie.
Okay, that's good. Ear piercing.
Hold it! Well, I had to get you here some way.
Oh no, no! This is some Scooby-Doo shit. Oh yeah, we come in blasting.
Dr. Robin.
What did I
Hey,
say?
is that the guy you murdered, Professor?
I hate when I'm right.
Here's the firing chamber to prove it. We found it in the... Look out!
Oh!
Don't be alarmed. It's perfectly harmless without the machine. As I've been trying to convince the police here ever since my
Oh
arrest.
yeah.
And they wouldn't believe that I stayed on with Dr. Robbins just to watch him. He must have
She just call him Dr. Robbins? That's not his name.
Implicate the both of us.
Yeah, and this explains that phone call to Chicago you told me about. To have himself shipped out as one of his own specimens. He's all yours, Inspector.
Come on, Gargantua. The chief wants to do a little research with you.
He's still alive?
So-
They put the head back on him?
Wow. They made that kid run far.
They really did. Do you want to see the explosion again? Do you wanna
Kinda.
just, we
Why
have
not?
time.
I mean,
this
yeah,
has been a very short movie. So we can just circle it back around real quick to the explosion and then get
Who killed? I don't know.
well, I guess technically nobody, right?
I don't know. Neither do I.
Oh, you simple children.
I assure you that I'm not implicated.
So that kid that the actor that played that kid with the glasses,
Dudley, the smart kid.
he went on to become a writer. The only movie that he wrote was Madman of Honduras, which was re-edited for TV as They Saved Hitler's Brain, which is
What?
a very famous cult film.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so that's his whole shtick. Yeah, let's see this friggin' explosion one more time. Because it was just simply too good. We don't get a lot of, like, solid special effects work on this show, but that was pretty good work. And, of course, I didn't have any information for who did that, but I do have more information about the gorilla. So hold on, let's see this ish one more time. Just snuck up out of nowhere. Now we're ready for it.
It's still gonna surprise me, I think.
You see somebody running. I mean, that looks like legit. Like they blew
It's
up.
so
like,
good.
Like
So good.
That was wild. They probably really did blow up a house or something. Well, that was Who Killed Doc Robin. What do we think, Evan?
I would say they brought the house down. They killed it. It was a good movie. I like that.
Were you? I'm sure you're not surprised that your prediction came true, but do you begrudge that your prediction came true?
Yeah, I kind of I hate when I'm right because usually I'm just joking.
Yeah, like oh, it'd be funny if it turned into Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, it makes sense. Like, it's such a why is there suddenly a gorilla? Because he's trying to scare people away from whatever he's doing. But it's still fun. Still fun. I mean, made me laugh, which
right.
Succeeded on that front.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because we've seen Old Dark House movie. I mean, again, even One Fright Night a few weeks ago really tried to lean heavy on the comedy, but obviously the gimmick of having a gang of kids running around being your main characters kind of, brings a different element to it. And the gorilla was a lot of fun. I mean, I'd say that they got their hour or two's worth of gorilla. They had some cool shots. And
you know what I do kind of appreciate? They establish the marbles really early on, and it comes back up like it's like a very the recurring well-established thing in the script.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would say story-wise, this was pretty tight. Like, it all made sense, right? But it ended up Scooby-Doo. Yeah. I mean, but all the haunted house stuff was great. And the actor playing the gorilla, Charles Gamora, we have seen him before. He played a gorilla in Africa Screams, which was our last Wheel of Movies movie.
Yeah.
Which was an interesting movie. But yeah, Charles Gamora played, a lot of prominent gorilla suit roles. He actually was played an ape in a movie with Zucco as the mad scientist that puts a killer's brain in the body of not a killer, but a guy that is wrongly put to death for a crime he didn't commit.
Okay.
He puts that dude's brain in the body of this gorilla, and then
like the Innocence Project.
Yeah. Well, he gets to seek his revenge on these gangsters.
Okay, like the Revenge Project.
Well, gangsters who corrupted his sister. Let's just say that. And so if you haven't seen The Monster and the Girl, it's a wild movie. And Zucco is just your stereotypical mad scientist. And gleefully so. He's great. I wish there was a trailer for that, but there was not one. Otherwise, I definitely would have shown it. But Murders in the Rue Morgue, which
another ape movie.
Another ape movie. Charles Gamora was in that with Lugosi. And then there's I think he was in a couple Little Rascals Our Gang shorts. But one that is public domain entitled Bear Shooters, which I would have loved to have shown tonight, but it looks like even the public domain shorts for Our Gang are pretty locked down on YouTube. Like, you won't find a whole bunch of copies, and usually that's a sign that somebody's like
claiming it,
really just claiming it super hard. So I wanted to show a Little Rascals short along with this, and I forgot that there was a gorilla in Bear Shooters. And then I didn't realize until I did the research right before the show that it was Charles Gomorrah who is in tonight's film. So I guess he was doing a favor for Hal Roach. He was basically like, I think, trying to retire from these kind of roles and get into just makeup work, which he did a good amount of makeup work towards the end of his career. But it was some good gorilla work tonight. They took full advantage of it. You gotta love a gorilla wandering around secret passages.
Yeah.
And the portrait.
And of course,
bit,
like that's classic.
That was pretty good.
Does the union allow you to be a gorilla man and a makeup person?
I don't. It's funny because I think there were roles that later that he did where he did the makeup and was also playing like a creature. Like there's I think I Married a Monster from Outer Space. I think he played the monster and also did the makeup. So I think by that point, I don't know if you...
Well, then, I mean, is somebody else doing his makeup for the monster?
Maybe. I don't... That's a great question. But, I mean, he... I think, you know, as he got older, the gorilla roles, that is kind of a very physical role to play. Run around in this giant costume and have to be very expressive and but it was good. You love to see it. So that was Who Killed Doc Robin. And I mean, hey, in terms of, I mean, would you say that's an old Dark House film? Would you qualify?
I kind of would. I think they spend enough time in the house.
Yeah.
To justify calling it that. Like it is that. Would you call it a courtroom?
Well, that
comedy.
Would you call it a mishmash or a mashup?
Sure, I'd call it a mishmash.
Mishmash. Yeah, courtroom kids comedy. That bike. That was.
I love that bike.
At Toast, thanks for watching. Yeah, thanks to everybody for watching. I mean, again, I think these kind of movies, if you haven't, like, I haven't seen that before, so it's a lot of fun taking in a movie that, yeah, I mean, that was kind of weird, kind of wild, fun, you know, that's everything you want in a public domain movie. So had a lot of fun with that tonight, and appreciate everybody watching, tuning in. You know, it's the season is we're getting close to the end, man. It's wrapping it up. So I'm glad we could get a gorilla movie in before.
Same. I mean, yeah. any Friday we get a guy in an ape costume.
Because I mean, I feel like we got a fair amount of those kind of movies early in the show, and then like up to now, we run into some droughts. So it was nice.
We've exhausted our ape supply.
Even though I guess in this movie it was just literally a guy in a costume. Right?
True.
So,
yeah.
I mean, but it was a pretty good costume.
Fresh Rogan in the house.
Oh, Fresh,
going ape.
what up, Fresh? We did go ape. It was a lot of fun. It was. I mean, again, you know, that's why I wish I could show the Little Rascals short, because that would have padded out the time that I mean, that was a quick movie, you know.
You want to watch the explosion again?
You want to talk about John? Had to go through the whole movie again. No, I mean, the explosion is probably top like 3 of the best special effects that we've seen in anything in this show.
Definitely, yeah.
And the
special
special
stuff
effects
we've watched, because I mean, we've seen some fires.
Right.
Have we seen many explosions that weren't just like stock footage? I can't really think of any off the top of my head.
I know we've seen fires. I don't know if we've seen any like hardcore explosions, but we definitely saw one tonight. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, we've seen some we saw some effects during the serials.
Oh yeah, the serials.
I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of model work. But,
right. Which okay, so what do you think? Do you think that was a model tonight? Like
that they blew up?
Yeah, I mean it looked pretty big.
It did. Like it looked like a full-sized explosion. If it was a model, it was great illusion.
I mean it looked like somebody walked up into it,
Yeah.
went inside, and then the thing just and there wasn't like a cut or a jump cut or anything. So it was a grade A explosion.
Yeah, was it a model or did they just get some TNT? I don't know. How do you blow up a house?
I mean, if you're, again, there's all kinds of movie trickery, right? And so I'm sure they employed a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That was a hell of a way to start the movie. Show it again.
Encore.
I mean, we've definitely watched some movies that are 2 times as long as that.
That's why it's a streamliner.
Streamliner.
You pair this up right with the 10 Commandments.
Dang, you know what? I blew it. This should have been the, second part of a double feature for our Halloween double features. Dang. It's fine. Streamlining's just a perfect format for double features, but I just missed it. Totally blew it. No, I feel like we needed a guerrilla film, so I'm glad we got that tonight. But next week we're looking at going in kind of back in the gothic horror realm.
Okay.
I feel like it's been a minute, right?
Okay, we're taking a castle trip.
Castle trip, exact. Hopefully, and this is actually a film that Alana clued me into. That I hadn't really read or heard too much about, and then after she let me know, I looked it up. The American version of the film is public domain. So next week's film is Dr. Tar's Torture Dungeon, aka The Mansion of Madness.
Okay.
And this is a 1973 Mexican horror film. And it's actually a loose adaptation of Edgar Allan Poe's story, The System of Dr. Tar and Professor Feather.
Okay.
But it's made with like a surrealist influence. Like there were surrealists that worked on it, and so it's got like a.
This sounds cool.
So yeah, doesn't it? Yeah, it sounds wild. Yeah, right. Wild is the word. I have not seen it, so should be fun. I don't know. One thing I did read about the movie is that they actually filmed it in English and then dubbed it later in Spanish. But the version that we'll see was they just used the English language, like what they filmed. So interesting. Should be an interesting film. But I don't know the last time we've had a Poe. I guess around this time of year we did Blancheville Monster, which was not like a straight up Poe adaptation, but definitely Poe inspired. So this will be more, again, loose, but still based on a Poe story. So gotta love a Poe adaptation. It's outrageous. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's amazing.
All right, I'm looking forward to that.
Very, very good. That's what we like to hear. Well, I mean, it's gonna be great. It's been a lot of fun tonight. Again, we really appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight. Of course, Alana, Kathy, JK, Sears, Scott, James, hold on. Oh yeah, Mac, Joe, Drunk Review, of course, William, Dogstar, Sears, Wayne, anybody I missed. It's been, and appreciate Alana for helping me keep track of everybody that's in the chat. Cause I can't, it's a lot to keep up with, so I appreciate Alana for doing that. But it's, you know, we're gonna have our Saturday Night Shocker tomorrow, as always. Haven't quite figured it out yet, but we'll see. It'll be a surprise. Of course, you know, go check out Drunk Review. They've got a lot of great movies lined up for this weekend. Tonight, tomorrow night, Sunday, all weekend. So go check out what's playing at the Double Drive-In. And, of course, you know, all of our good friends of the show, Alana the Spectral Seamstress. If you've got any boutique creepy clothing or accessory needs, spectralseamstress.com is your go-to. And our boy Fresh Rogan, of course, he's been live streaming recently. So you on friends of our channel, on our channel page, you can go find his channel. And if anybody's got anything they want us to plug, let us know. screamstreamshow@gmail.com.
If you know of any obscure public domain movies.
Yeah, if you got any recommendations, I mean, again, we do try to keep it public domain. Every once in a while, something maybe that's kind of like dubious, or like there's not like a definite, you know, some things we kind of we'll take a chance, but really we try to keep it purely public domain. And you know, Fresh, it's hard knock life, man. You gotta get your money any way you can. You gotta appreciate the hustle. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun tonight, and of course, you want to keep up with what movie we're going to be watching next week, or Evan's cocktail recipes. You can follow us over on Instagram at ScreamStreamLive, and our YouTube social page. We post the cocktail, so if you want to make it at home, and I hope you are making it home, because it's delicious. Definitely enjoyed it tonight. And again, just to really appreciate everybody tuning in. It's been a fun one. Anything else before we sign off tonight?
You know, I really wouldn't want to be the person who has to try to get their clothes back from a chimpanzee.
I mean, we're lucky tonight. It seems like they kept the kids kind of pretty far away from the chimp. There wasn't too much interaction, so they must have been kind of starting to realize, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this.
Maybe we shouldn't chase this chimp with a swordfish.
Yeah, chase him with a swordfish, throw things at him. Yeah. Well, again, really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Until next week, sweet screams, everybody.
And to all, a good fright.